So I was just at Masjid Nabawi doing i'tikaf, and it's like around 3 a.m. here in Medina, and I was walking through the masjid, and I found like this old Pakistani woman, maybe like 50 or 60 years old, just bawling her eyes out in the middle of the masjid. So I stopped myself and a few other people, and we're like, what's going on? Like, is everything okay? And she explains to us her husband just cheated on her, and he literally just deserted her in Medina and went with another woman. So we're all freaking out, and we're like, all right, we take her to the central authorities in the Masjid Nabawi so they can help her out and hopefully try to get her home to Pakistan. We go into the central authorities, and there's like three men at the desk, and we explain to them what happened, and then they start talking to her in Urdu directly. And I'm just like looking at the conversation exchange, and I see them smiling, the three men, who are maybe like mid-30s, 40 max. So this woman could be their mother. And I just look at them and I'm like, well, why the hell are they smiling? So I look at her and I'm like, can you translate to me what's going on? And she just looks at me, and at this point, I mean, she was already like crying in tears, having literally like like a major panic attack. And then she looks at me now and she's crying even more, and she's like, they're saying I'm being a drama queen. And I'm like, what the hell do you mean? And she's like, they're saying that he's not actually cheating on me and I'm just being a drama queen. So I look at them and I'm like, all right, can you explain to me what's going on? Like, I start talking to them in Arabic, and they're like, oh yeah, there's no way he's gonna cheat on her. He can't do that because he came to do Umrah. And I'm looking at them like, freaking, this woman is crying in the middle of the masjid. She's telling you, like, she doesn't know where her husband is. She has not seen him. He left with another woman. How are you going to look at her and laugh and invalidate her emotions and dehumanize her and humiliate her even more than the humiliating situation that she's in, and tell her, like, oh yeah, you don't know what you're talking about. Like, this woman is currently deserted. Mind you, she didn't have, like, a penny on her to get home. She just had her ticket, which was cut, like, in several days. She had nowhere to go. She had absolutely nothing. And these men are laughing over her head. The situation just, I found it mind-boggling because it's not an isolated situation. Someone so close to me just had her husband, not just had her husband cheated on her, but her husband just cheated on her, and she literally went into her masjid in North America, and the imam said the same thing to her. He was like, you don't have evidence, you're just being a drama queen. You're making this up because you're mad at your husband. It's like, these aren't isolated incidents, and they're happening over and over again, where women are being abandoned by their husbands. Their husbands are just picking up, like, she's not pleasing me enough. You know, she's not cute anymore. I want to find another woman. Oh, you know, she just had 5 children, so I'm still expecting her to maintain, like, a Victoria's Secret body. If she's not, then I have the right to go to someone else. That's not okay, and we need to start talking about it. And the fact that it's become so normalized in our communities, the fact that I can literally list, like, over 10 people who I knew since I was a child who cheated on their wives is not okay, and we need to start having more conversations about this. And what we need to do is start empowering the feminism in us. We need to just be here and empower each other and be like, if a man's gonna treat you like that, you have every right to leave his sorry butt. You have every right to, like, divorce the hell out of him and take your right and not blame yourself, because this is not your fault and you did your part. And we need to continue to replicate these conversations. And to the single Muslim women out there, please do not think that by calling yourself, like, feminist, you're making yourself not marryable, or you're like, you know, I don't want, like, guys to think I'm too awiya, I'm too strong because no one's gonna come approach me. Who the freaking hell cares? If a guy doesn't want a strong woman, that's his freaking loss. Our role models are Khadija radiallahu anha, and Asma radiallahu anha, and Maryam radiallahu anha, and Asra radiallahu anha, and Fatima radiallahu anha. All these amazing women were hella empowered, hella strong. Those of them who had husbands were amazing to their husbands in the best of their abilities, but they also knew that their own right, and they knew where they could take their own decisions. Asya was married to Fir'aun, for God's sake. She clearly didn't obey her husband. If she did, I mean, like, she would have been probably the second worst person in humanity. Maryam radiallahu anha was a single mother, for God's sake. Khadija radiallahu anha was, like, practically a billionaire in her time. These women were so strong and empowered, and we need to bring that sense of empowerment and apply it to today's day and age. Because if we don't do that, we're going to keep walking around masajid like Masjid al-Nabawi, the second holiest masjid in Islam, and we're going to find women sitting in the middle crying because their husbands had the audacity to leave them in the second holiest city in Islam, and other men had the audacity to humiliate her for her husband's actions. Like, if something like that is happening in a Masjid al-Nabawi in front of the grave of Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam, then we know our ummah is in shambles, and it's time we turn it around.